Welcome to part 2 of our video on middle school scheduling for the 2012-2013 school year. I want to take a couple moments to speak with you about the middle school philosophy that we follow. We subscribe to the beliefs of the National Middle School Association in the United States, which has identified 14 school practices that are important to middle level education. Embedded in these 14 are some cultural characteristics and some school practices. And there's a few things that we would like to highlight. A safe environment, adult advocacy, this is our SWAT, high expectations academically, courageous collaborative leadership of the school, active learning, we want our students to be actively involved in learning. A shared vision of where we're going with parents and teachers, students, and other members of the school community, and lots of school-initiated partnerships. School practices that we value are a healthy guidance and support system for our students. Multiple learning and teaching approaches. We don't believe that any one approach is the best approach for our students, but rather that the more varied we are as a school, the better it will be. We value relevant, challenging, integrative, exploratory curriculum. You'll see that in the coming slides as we take an approach that really seeks to bring a very well-rounded education to our students. We believe in assessment and evaluation, an ongoing way of our school. We believe in effective organizational structures, and then we believe that health, wellness, and safety are paramount to the success of our students. Probably one of the most important things that we've developed over the last few years are clearly defined learning habits and values. There's 5 of them: engagement, effort, responsibility, respect, and compassionate participation. Students are rated on a 4-point scale each term in these learning habits. The highest score that you could get is a 4. A 4 is indicative of a student who consistently acts as a role model for other students in this particular habit or value. A 3 is where most students would fall. This is where students who consistently exhibit a habit without being asked or reminded. Doesn't mean that they never falter. It means that they're able to monitor themselves and self-regulate their behaviors and their learning habits in such a way that they're not needing to be reminded by teachers of those habits. A 2 is awarded to a student when a student exhibits a habit only after being asked or reminded. So if a student is struggling, for instance, to get their work in, and a teacher needs to remind them, pretty consistently, that's when a 2 will usually be awarded. A 2 is indicative of an area that a student should focus on improving. If a teacher has to give a consequence in the learning habit category, that's the definition of a 1. So a student who struggles and is constantly needed to be reminded and receives a consequence, that's the definition of a 1. The learning habits are probably the most important thing that students develop in our school, more important than the grades that they receive. It's our belief that if students develop strong learning habits, that these really will ultimately result in grades that are as good as they can possibly be with students. So these learning habits really are our primary focus, and it is our focus on learning habits that ultimately results in students that are of the highest levels of achievement that we think they can reach. The team structure in the middle school, I just want to take a couple minutes to explain that. We take our grade levels and we divide them into 2 teams. We have roughly 150 to 155 students at each grade level, and it's a large number, and so we divide them into 2 teams. We call them white and blue, but the 2 teams are 2 separate groups of teachers. So there's a group of 2 teachers that will work with the blue team and a group of teachers that will work with the white team. Students are in their teams for the core subjects of language arts, science, social studies, and math. And then all of our students are mixed for music, PE, language, exploratories, and electives. The core academic requirements that we have for 7th and 8th grade, all students take language arts, math, social studies, science, and physical education. Outside of those 5, students also can choose electives. Some elect to take band or chorus, some elect world language, and if they're not taking a music or a world language, we have a multitude of other options for our students. So on the left, the core, those are mandatory subjects, and on the right are the choices that expand in 7th and 8th grade. We have electives and exploratories. The exploratories is kind of how we introduce students to a wide range of things. You see in 6th grade they take art and they take computer, drama, robotics, and music. World language is also required in 6th grade. As they move to 7th grade, you'll notice that they repeat some of the same courses at an accelerated level. Art, computer, drama, and then we add a career exploration piece where we want students to begin to look at careers. In 7th grade, world language is now recommended but not required. Most students do continue in language. And then in 7th grade, students also get to choose an elective from our wide range of elective courses. If you look at the 8th grade column, you'll notice that we have 2 semester exploratories. In 6th and 7th grade, those are 9-week courses. In 8th grade, those are semester courses, where they choose a service elective, and then there's a computer integration course, both of them a semester. We have some full year courses that are electives. Vocal music, concert band, and world language are all full year courses. We're adding middle school yearbook this year as a full year course, and then there's a whole bunch of semester courses as well. These can be found in our program of studies, which will be posted in Sahifa and is posted on our website on the middle school page, which the link for the handbook and program of studies. But you can see that as students move through, their choices begin to expand, and by 8th grade they're making some choices to explore some areas of interest. World language is something that most of our students participate in. We have instruction in Spanish, French, Arabic, Modern Standard Arabic, and we have levels A, B, C, and then in Spanish and French we have a D level. We do our best to have students grouped by ability wherever possible. That's the reason for the number of levels that we have. But in our school we have about 18 different levels of language. And so you can understand that it's a scheduling challenge to group completely by ability, but we are able to do it in a limited fashion. This is a course sequence that is in our program of studies, and I wanted to take a moment to talk about this because this is recently, as we've seen students that have come through our middle school apply to the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program in 11th grade, this sequencing becomes important. What you see is you see the place where they exit the middle school in Spanish C, French C, AFL C, Modern Standard Arabic C, or French D, French or Spanish D. And when they enter the high school, the level that they will enter. Note that if a student gets to the D level in Spanish or in French, they enter into Spanish 3 or French 3. This is important because students who want to get to the IB diploma really need to be strong language students. And that really begins in about 7th grade for our students. So I encourage you, if your child thinks that in 11th grade they're going to be considering IB, language needs to be a fairly serious option for them in 7th grade.